Hello, people. So, how are you all doing? How is everybody doing? Let me speak it in the way they speak it here in the US. How you all doing? How you all doing? I can never get that thing right. No need. I'm not even trying. Anyway, so I'm here to discuss something very important. We are still going to have our normal live session. I think in a couple hours from now. And guess what? We have a very exciting announcement. A priest is going to be joining us live to, speak on the topic of miracles and Christianity. What really is the purpose of Christianity? Before that, I wanted to do this, and it's a quick one because I'm just responding to something somebody tagged me on. Father Kelvin Ugwu, I think a lot of you know him. Father Kelvin Ugwu posted something about VDM and Very Dark Man. And no, about Very Dark Man and Prophet Jeremiah. And so somebody tagged me on that. And, as an upcoming person in this field, as somebody who is just beginning to do this, I love it when people tag me on things. I try to respond to honor them because they must have seen something that I'm doing that would invite them to, bring my attention to some certain issues. However, I don't respond to everything because I feel like my niche, my goal, my purpose here on social media is around faith and around politics. But it has to be on the level of faith, maybe humanity, and then politics, because I wouldn't respond to everything. Every trend is not where my concern is. So this one falls within my niche, and I thought to do justice to that. So quickly, let's talk about the post that I'm going to be responding to. And like you all know, it's coming from our esteemed father Kelvin Ugwu. I have had the privilege to communicate with him on a certain issue, and I feel like some people understood my posture in that conversation as somebody who is against Father Kelvin, and that's not really the case. I try to be issue based so that even if Father Kelvin does something wrong, I will call him out. If anybody I know do something wrong, I will call them out. And then just be on the issue and leave the person alone, because the person you think is terrible today may become your savior tomorrow. But if you stay on the issue, it's easier. Everybody is happy, There's no need for attacking people, attacking their personality, unless these things have come on the public forum, and we need to address these things in the public forum as well. So let me see if I can pull up the post from Father Kelvin, and then we dive into it. All right. By the way, I'm preparing for my main live session, so I'm going to be very fast on this one, and then we go. Let's see. If you're here on the comment section, please drop us a comment. Help us to share it. Help us to tag your friends. This is a very important conversation. I promise you, this is a very important conversation. The reason is that it's going to touch on double standards or looking the other way. It's going to touch on something that we do when we say the truth only where it is comfortable. It's going to touch on calling ourselves out, even when it needs to be the case that we put ourselves for scrutiny, and we begin this home cleaning. We begin this whole conversation right from ourselves, not from pointing fingers at others. However, every person who has done something that needs to be addressed should be addressed. But I'm just talking about a more holistic, genuine way of having these conversations around abuse in church, abuse by ministers, abuse by those who represent us. And then, so let's go into it. This my cap is not fitting well. Okay. Let's see. This is what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Where is the post? Okay, just give me a minute. Give me 1 second, okay? One second. Let's get the post up. Yeah, right here. Okay. All right. Okay, good. So I hope you guys can all see this. I think I don't need to be up there right now. Let's do this. Oh, not this one. That one. I want the post to be big enough. Yeah, good. Okay. So I guess a lot of you have read this post, this write-up by Father Kelvin. It says Jeremiah withdraws court case, and to be very honest with you guys, Father Kelvin is always on the issue. He's always on the issue. He's always on the issue. And the only thing I want to point out today as we go through this, because I was tagged, I would maybe not have responded to this, but to honor the person who tagged me on this, I'm going to respond. So firstly, everything Father Kelvin said, I love it. You know, from the first paragraph, you took a case to court, then you withdrew the case and all that. Perfect. There's nothing to add, there's nothing to remove. We just have to dock our cap for Father Kelvin. You're always on point, you always get it right. You know, you speak the truth. And however, we're going to be pointing out something that is not an error. It's either an intentional omission or an unintentional omission. But if we have to be truly, entirely, holistically honest and come into this conversation around church abuse, clerical abuse, we have to really be holistic, you know. So that's what I'm going to be touching on today. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for your comments. I see all of that. I cannot appreciate you guys less. Please go ahead and help us share the video, you know, share it around. Tosano, yeah. Tosano video. Oh my god, this is going to be fun. I just want to be fast because I have my main live session coming up, and I didn't want to sit down and record this video and edit it and all that. I want to get it out right there. So please help us share it. Okay. The lessons that Father Kelvin shares for us to learn from this would be first, that all these acclaimed prophets use fear as their number one tool. And I totally agree. But we want to underline that word acclaimed. You see, most of these people were ordained in their own rights. Most of these people were ordained by one person who calls himself or herself a pastor, a prophet, an apostle. So we cannot actually say they are self-acclaimed. But this is how the issue goes down and deeper to the roots. Somebody ordained Prophet Jeremiah. Somebody ordained the guy. Like, how did the ordination come about? What was his education? What was his formation? What was his training? Or is it the case that he just started one day and became a pastor? I understand that from the body of Christ, how we see it in Nigeria, all these pastors, apostles, prophets, they have a link with this or with one other person. There's something that they call relevance by association. So if you want to be a pastor, you want to be associated with somebody who you say is your father, who blessed you, who ordained you, who sent you forth into ministry, who ordained prophet. I think I should call him Mr. Jeremiah Omotofefe. Who ordained him? How did they come about that education, that formation, that training? Who certified him to be able and capable to minister God's word? What is his education? What is his training? Like, it's just endless questions. So Father Kelvin says, refers to him and people like him as acclaimed. But I want to think that he's not acclaimed. Somebody ordained him. And if we have always continued to hold people accountable, we should start from there. So yeah, he's not just self-acclaimed, if I would say. He is ordained by somebody. Who is that person, and what was the criteria for his ordination? Was there any kind of care at all for the people of God? Did anybody care that this guy was coming to create havoc in the lives of God's people? Nobody asked such questions, and that's why we're here. So we'll come back to this. And in fact, let me talk about something that happened in Lokoja Diocese, because I just don't have so much time for all the things that I feel moved to do on this platform. In Lokoja Diocese, no, this is a topic for another day. It's a topic for another day. I'll leave it now. So somebody said, the next point is fear, and that's 100%. That is 100%. But Kelvin is saying, and that is so true, that these people use the tool of fear. Use the tool of fear. If they cannot frighten you, manipulate you spiritually by telling you the dreams and the visions and the things that God told them about you, some of them are true. There are when God cast the devil down from heaven, he did not take his powers, unfortunately. And there are manipulative people, there are diabolic people, there are powers that be on this earth. But these people use these powers to a limit. John chapter 10 verse 10 says, the evil one was, the evil one has come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. But I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. So if he doesn't have the powers, he will not kill, he will not steal, he will not destroy. But the killing, the stealing, the destroying is engineered with fear. Because the beginning of the absence of our faith is fear. So, Brother Kelvin, good. I'm not in any position to come and assess what you are saying, but somebody tagged me on your platform, and I want to make these things clear. Because I respect you, Father Kelvin, and I respect our good priests who are out there doing the good job. Pastors, actually, I don't know if I can speak about any pastor right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. People should just go and find God, study the Bible, spend time with God. We wake up with our phones on Facebook, we sleep with our phones on Facebook and TikTok. Just spend 30 minutes every day with the Word, with God. This thing is not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Rid yourself of your selfishness. Remove your selfishness. Be honest to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, why am I seeking God? If you get that visa, what next? If you get that healing, what next? If you get that car, what next? If you torment people with your success, after that, what next? So the next thing Father Kelvin says is all these are clear. Okay, the use of intimidation as well. So we have fear, we have intimidation. These are very true. And that's how you see people telling you that if you don't pay tax, God will punish you, you will die, and this will happen to you. You will not receive fullness of salvation. Oh God. My God. Hosea says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. This knowledge is available to you. Just don't allow somebody to interpret it for you. Go for it. Seek the truth. Seek God. Seek God for yourself. Study the word. Find somebody who is honest to explain these things to you when you have questions. And then death. By the way, the last point Father Kelvin mentioned is death. By the way, you guys know that please help me share this video, guys, and let's get people to come join us. So the last point Father Kelvin mentioned is death. I just posted something about COVID recently on my page, and everybody was like worrying that I was about to die and all that. I was not about to die. I just have come to peace with the idea of death, knowing that it can come anytime, and that's what motivates me to live my life the way I do, because there's nothing to hide. And if I want to be honest, I want to be honest. If I want to say something, I want to say how I see it. And I want to be humble enough to acknowledge that I perceive this reality from my perspective. And my perspective can always be flawed because of my biases, because of my idols. I don't mean religious idols. In philosophy, there's what Francis Bacon refers to as idols. Those things that we pick up that influence the way we see and relate with reality. So yeah, death, fear, and intimidation. However, there is something I wanted to point and poke in Father Kevin's argument, and I make this because I think it's necessary. So when Father Kevin was talking in his write up, he said, where's that sentence? Yeah, on number 2, you will see the use of intimidation is a potent sign of fake minister, pastor, prophet, evangelist, etc. Fake minister, pastor, prophet, evangelist, etc. I am hoping that this is just a slight omission, because if Father Kevin wants to be abundantly honest, he would not omit priests, bishop in that list. Let me say it again. I hope that this is a slight omission, or that he felt that with these 4 examples, his point was abundantly clear. However, I would think that knowing that the reality of abuse in our church in Nigeria is not just circling around minister, prophet, pastor, and evangelist, that it also goes to include priests, bishop, catechist, even catechism teacher. We can see that a holistic presentation of this truth would be to tell you that even some of our priests are not doing the right thing. Even some of our priests are using this fear to intimidate people. Even some of our priests are using the fact that they can curse you, and there's this big whole myth in Igbo culture that if a priest curses you, you are cursed for life. What nonsense. Let anybody who doesn't like me, who is a priest, please curse me now. Let me see how it will affect me. Or curse, it's just a myth that we grew up with. If anybody is mad with you in their spirit and they speak a word against you, it may not come to pass. But the potency, the authenticity of that word, curse, as we call it, does not become alive. It doesn't come alive because the person who uttered it is a priest. Brothers and sisters, let us begin to understand what our Christian faith is. So I am putting this out there for everybody to see that if we really want to hold people accountable, we should go all out, include everybody. But Father Kevin is a Catholic priest, so we cannot expect him to come and speak against Catholic priests. But the truth is not against anybody. The truth is just there. If it's affecting you, deal with it. That's the point. The truth is just out there. If it's affecting you, deal with it. Check your life. Put yourself in order. The worst thing anybody would think is that, oh, I am speaking because I'm righteous. I'm speaking because I'm holy. I'm speaking because, no, I'm just speaking because I know in myself too that I'm not righteous. I'm not holy. If you find anything that I do wrong, bring it out there. I will single-handedly help you to put it out there on my page and make an apology to those who need to be apologized to. It's just the shame that we all have. We don't want anybody to call our name. We don't want the attack. We don't want the hitting. That's the problem. But if we really want to get it right, holding religious ministers accountable should be it should be our thing moving forward in Nigeria. And I've said this in different ways, in many places, in many of my videos, in many of my write-ups. The problem is that I get passionate, and when I speak, it sounds like I'm oh, I want to fight. I'm not fighting anybody. Actually, today I'm trying. Today I've been trying to speak, calmly, because when this passion is seen, people just leave what you're saying and focus on how you're saying it. Of course, that is very important. How I say it. So please, my dear brothers and sisters, the father, the bishop, the pastor, the apostle, the evangelist, the prophet, highly kumaka. Okay, that was Igbo language. I say both priests, bishops, pastors, evangelists, prophets, apostles. These are the people that we need to hold accountable. They are our religious leaders. They are the ones who have, and not all of them, please. Always remember that. Not all of them. I cannot actually. Okay, by the way, what I'm doing now, I'm holding for that Kelvin accountable. Yes, I'm holding him accountable for what I see as a slip in his argument. That slip is not an error. He's not wrong. I would think that it's an unintentional omission. I would think so. I want to believe that. If it is not unintentional, then he needs to fix it, because that's not right. If you want to speak about abuse in the church, don't exclude anyone. Speak about all those who are involved or who are potentially involved. We cannot talk about this without talking about everybody. It's like you're robbing Catholics who have been paid by their own pastors and their priests because you are a priest. I am a Catholic, and it doesn't matter who I am. It doesn't matter what I believe. It doesn't matter what I practice. The truth is just out there. So yeah, there are a lot of people who are not happy. There are a lot of people who we should hold accountable. By the way, let me put up for Kevin's thing for the last time. In his number 3, he said that if he was VDM, he would take Jeremiah up. He will sue him. And that's kind of was somehow, to me, I was like, oh no, are you not showing love anymore? But the truth is this: what happened between Jeremiah and VDM is in the public domain, is in the public forum. And once things are in the public forum, any offense in the public forum should be handled in the public forum. Do you know why? Because it's no longer 2 people who are involved. Obviously, the 2 people are involved. They are hot. They are all that. But there are people who believe in them. There are people who are in love with them. There are people who are in relationship with them. Their parents, their brothers, their sisters. There are people who believe in what they believe in. Now we're talking about religion. So there are people who love VDM, who honestly are sent to what VDM represents. You don't come out and ridicule him and gaslight him and want people to just slide. If you really wanted to be the bigger man, Jeremiah, I'm speaking to you now. If you wanted to be the bigger man, you would have apologized. It's so simple. But it's pride. Apology is so simple. It's pride. Who has been taken to court for apologizing? Who has been killed for apologizing? I just put out a video the other day about Benny Hinn making an apology about the things he got wrong in his ministry. And nobody killed him. Nobody did anything to him. If anything, he gets stronger. People love him the more because they can be sure to follow him, knowing that if he goes the wrong path, he will look back and say, guys, I'm sorry, let's go this other way. So, yeah, I'm in support of Father Kevin's post, 100%. The only thing I would not support is the fact that his approach is not all inclusive. It's not all inclusive. And like I said, it may not be intentional because I'm not in his heart, I'm not in his mind. If it is intentional, then that is where things are going wrong. So let's continue to go out to hold our religious leaders accountable. Do you know why we need to hold religious leaders accountable? How many times do you go for local government ward meeting? How many times do you go to state meeting or any council meeting in your state? Every day? you are in church. As a Nigerian, a lot of us are passionately religious, very passionate about God. Even those who don't like God are passionately against God. So there's passion in it, anyhow you see it. So every day you are in church, or every 3 days, or if you are the very Sunday person, every Sunday you are in church. If you are not in church, church is brought to you through TikTok, through people's status. Everybody is posting what God does not do, cannot exist. Everybody is harassing you with God and the idea of religion. So this is how and why we should hold our religious leaders accountable, because what they feed us with, whether we like it or not, influences us consciously and subconsciously. And if they do not represent the truth, we are in trouble. If they don't have integrity, we are in trouble. Because even if you are strong enough to withstand what they teach, what about those who are not strong enough? What about those who depend on what the priests or the pastors say for them to grow in their faith or in their human journey? I saw a very short clip about what the Bishop of Nsukka Diocese said yesterday during the ordination of 23 priests. Powerful. Servanthood. The whole thing about ministry is servanthood. And I'm going to make a video on that just to lift it up. Because people think I'm fighting the church. I'm not, but I don't want to continue to defend that. We want to be honest. We want to say the truth. We want to hold our leaders accountable, but we want to start with religious leaders because we have more access to our both conscious and subconscious mind than any other people on earth. So yeah, thank you guys. I'm going to play what VDM, a video he made shortly, just so that you guys will see it before I go. By the way, like I said, I was preparing for my next live session, which is really what I intend to do for today. So let's play what VDM said about this whole thing for those who have not seen it. And then after that, we can go and prepare for the next live session. By the way, a priest is going to be with us on the live session today. We have a priest who have volunteered to be with us, to speak to us, and to clarify some things. So yeah, listen to this, my dear friends.
I'm trending on Twitter and even on Facebook. It says, "Bury that man." Ministry, following the teachings of Jesus, who preached peace and corrected sinners. I forgive you. May you learn from your mistake and walk in righteousness from now on, my son. I don't know how true this is. It's not on his official pages. It's not on his Facebook. It's not on his Instagram. And also, my lawyer have not contacted me. So this is just a false news. Also, even if it's true, I still won't know. I am somebody that's living in a space where I just talk about what is affecting the society with my God's-given platform. And following what Prophet Jeremiah posted, where he said he has a miracle soap endorsed by NAFTA, that the soap can cure suffering. And I asked that, what ingredient, and I was slammed 1 billion naira lawsuit. That lawsuit made me depressed because I thought about, what if this man wins me? Because our justice system in Nigeria is broken. What if he uses his influence to win me? So how do I pay? I was even suicidal because I said, I will not get this money to pay. So is it not better I just end it all? I thought about a lot of things that made me depressed, made me sad. My family members kept calling me. I had to go extra mile to get proof. I spent a lot of money to get proof, so that I will not be in prison for asking the right question in Nigeria. The only reason why I did it is to protect other Nigerians from products that have not been standardized, because under the laws of NAFTA, you need to, every product that people intake or people raw, cosmetic product and food products must go through NAFTA to be sure if it's safe for people. That was why I asked, not because I want to defame him. I was not. It has made me depressed because How do I pay 1 billion from this place? I've never heard about it. Even if this news is true, I will still have to counter-sue him because he has made me depressed. He has made me sad. I will have to counter-sue him and use the money. I'll take the money to Karamajiji, the home where there are disability people. A lot of them, I saw them. They are also going through a lot. I have a lot of compassion. So if I counter-sue him and I get the money, I will give part of the money to them. And they send their children to go to school so that when they make money, they can take care of their disabled parents. And also, I will use some of the money to build boreholes. The community that don't have boreholes, I will not eat 1 naira. If I eat 1 naira, let it not be well with me. All I wanted was to protect other Nigerians. I have had sleepless nights. Thinking about where we get 1 billion naira just in case he uses his influence and you know Nigeria. People that have power can do anything. I promised I wasn't going to cry. He said he wants to forgive me and see what I was saying is a lie. I don't know if it's true. And I don't believe this is true. You got man. Mommy.
This guy is a full-time winner. This guy is a full-time winner. He even said, "No play." Anyway, guys, I think we are done with this topic. I want to make it clear that we want to stand with the truth, and we're not standing with the truth because we're righteous. We're standing with the truth because only the truth will help us in Nigeria. If we talk about church abuse, if we talk about abuse by ministers, we should not be divisive or selective, either intentionally or unintentionally. We should come out clear to say that this thing happens everywhere. It's just like talking about family system and saying that only in other families do they have problems. They have problems in every family, even my own family, even your own family. So when we want to talk about these issues, let's talk about them holistically. Let's hold every religious minister accountable. But you know what? To be very honest, if you want to do this right, start with yourself. Let your conscience come alive again. Let your conscience be your judge. You cannot go out there to hold somebody accountable when you are not living right. So make your own efforts. Try. Be ready. Shun fear. Don't let anybody intimidate you. Nobody has the right to curse you. Nobody. Touch not my anointed, that do my prophet no harm is a lie. It is not it's not a lie, because that is biblical and that has context. What it is that it should be unpacked in context. Because whenever you take a text out of context, you create room for danger. You create room for misinterpretation. You create room for anything. So the context of that message, like I've said before, is in God, reminding Israel, God's beloved people, how God has continued to lead them, to protect them. And in these people include prophets, kings, priests. today, like I've always said, we all in baptism have become these prophets, these kings, these priests, so that our priests and pastors are there for ministry, to dispense the sacraments, to lead us in prayer. In fact, the theology of leading has been changed to presiding. It's no longer that they are just leading us and we're following sheepishly. Active participation has become uplifted in Vatican II, and we are all now the priests. But somebody has to preside over the liturgy, and that is why somebody has to be ordained to be our ministerial priest. Not just to dispense the sacrament, but to embody the truth of the gospel and to teach us right, not to torment us, not to manipulate, use fear and intimidate and all that. All of that is just out of place. But it thrives because people are afraid, like Father Kelvin said. It thrives because people want quick things, quick miracle and all that. But the moment we begin to learn what our faith is, we get it right. And we can go out there and hold anybody who's doing it wrong, who's doing it wrong, accountable. So, my dear friends, I'm going to end this here. And hopefully, if you have time, please join us in the next, what's the time now? 10:21, 11, 12, 1. Okay. It's 10:21 here in California. I know it's 6:21 in Nigeria. So by 9 p.m., we're going to come on live again to listen to a priest who will tell us about the stand and the purpose of Christianity. We can all study and talk about it, but we are just giving that room to somebody who is already in ministry to share with us from his perspective as a minister. We are not trying to get you to, just come and listen because he's a priest. No, come and listen because he is educated, he is a good person, he has good character, he can show us what the church teaches. If you're just coming to listen because a priest is coming, don't come. Because we are not uplifting him, we are not advertising this program, the next live session, because a priest is coming. We are advertising the next live session because somebody who knows his onion is coming to share with us. Because somebody who embodies what the gospel teaches is coming to share with us. Because our brother is coming to share with us. Our brother in Christ Jesus. So let's begin to see it that way. It doesn't take anything away from a priest. It only invite all of us to begin to tone down on the language of Father, they high up there, and we they down here. It's not the right thing. Anyway, so thank you all, and bye for now.